Was it just used to going?
And Callum's coming.
Is he coming?
Yeah, he's coming.
Disneyland. I've never even been Disneyland.
Neither. I can't believe I've never been, but I'm well looking forward to it.
You gonna watch
It's
any
a proper girly thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls would love it. I don't matter the age.
Innit, literally.
Yeah. I'd probably go Disneyland now. Though. I'd probably go Disneyland now if it was offered on the table. You back in training in that?
Yeah, back in.
Oh, yeah.
Like this week, to be honest, just went straight back in. Not hard training, but I was making sure I was at least training like 2-3 times a week after the fight. But
So
like
just light.
just really light, like no pressure, still eating what I want and stuff like that. But yeah, this week Tony was like, right, let's get the weight back down, guys. I was like, yeah, all right, let's.
It's because I see Frankie sat there and he's looking big.
Yeah, he
was.
he blows up as well.
And he was hitting me with the pads, like showing me where to block, and I was like, he's kind of hurting me a little
Isn't
bit here, man. Because he does not look his size.
No.
Like when it's weird when you look at him, I'm like, he looks small compared to everyone. Like when he's fighting everyone. Then when I was standing in the ring with him and I was doing pads with him, I was like, he does not look small. Like if he was actually
broad.
running at me, it'd be a bit like I'd be a bit peak. Like
He's quite like broad at the back, though. His back's massive.
But when he's like made weight, you can tell he's had to cut a lot of weight. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he
Puts
doesn't
it
look
on.
like he could cut anything else. Like
No.
he
There's like no body fat on him. Like,
no, I
at all.
don't.
It's mad.
I don't know where he would suck the rest of the weight.
Yeah,
off him
literally.
for that.
Literally, it's hard. It's horrible.
But people, we got Tysie Gallagher with us, the champion now, Commonwealth champion.
Champ is here.
The champ is here. What was that moment like winning it?
Oh my God, it was so surreal at the time, but like, in the 9th round, I looked at Tony when we was going into the 10th, and I just looked at him and smiled, and I was like, we've done it. But even though I still had a round left, he was like, we've done it, but like, you don't get caught this round. It was just like, oh my God. Like, as the fight was warming in, getting towards the end, I was in my head, I'm like, I've done it, I'm doing it. Like, I couldn't believe it, because you imagine it all the way through, but actually doing it is just another feeling. Like, it's such a relief though. Like, I'd lost the last time, so I cannot do that again. And it was like, just buzzing.
How did you feel coming in before the fight? Was you nervous?
Nah, I was so relaxed and calm. Like, there was just really good energy that whole day. Like, from me and everyone in my changing rooms, like, we all had really good energy, and I was like, this feels like a good day. Even at the weigh-in, I just felt like, do you know what? I think I've got this. Like, so yeah, I felt exactly how I should feel like going into it. Like, but yeah.
Did you fight how you prepared? Like, did you prepare a certain way for her? 'Cause she looked like just like a brawler.
Yeah, literally. I feel like, after a few rounds, I thought, I don't think she has a plan for me. Like, she's just coming in to try and land that right hand, which we worked on the whole 10 weeks. I knew I was fighting. We knew we were fighting each other at Christmas. Like, it was just when we were going to fight. So I've been planning for her since like literally New Year's. And I knew all she could do is hit me with that big right hand. And a few people I've spoke to said she's a bit of a puncher, a bit like she'll be there the whole time coming forward, which I knew she would. I just planned. I stuck to the plan. Like, it's funny because a couple of people who was in my change room says everything Tony like went over in the change rooms and told me to do, it was like imagery. Like, I did it exactly in the fight. And but the thing is, this camp, I was like, I have to listen to Tony. Like, if like the plan that he set for me is like the perfect plan to go and beat this girl, and if I don't do it, she could beat me. So it's like, so I just literally just worked on the plan and done it. Yeah. And my spars recently, they haven't been to go and win the spar. They've been how you're going to beat Lisa. That's how you got a spar, and that's what I was doing every time, and it was working. And then
even if you're losing the spar, like just keep to the same game plan.
Yeah, just keep doing exactly what's going to win you that fight.
Yeah, because that's what Tony was saying anyway. Like, you were firing before. Like, when your last fight got pulled, you were already, like, peaking. And Reece was saying it actually as well. It was like you were breaking PBs after PBs after PBs.
I know.
So was you just feeling like, was everything just 10 out of 10? Like, you felt 10 out of 10, you prepared 10 out of 10?
Literally. I'd say the last, like, 5 months, something clicked in me, like, literally something. I think after the fight in December, something clicked in me, and it was, like, just taking it to another level. And I just took everything to another level to what I usually do, and I just everything was just firing. That last fight that got cancelled, I've never felt like that in a camp ever, and that's why I was so gutted, because I was ready. But do you know what? If it meant winning this Commonwealth title instead, so it's all worked out all right.
For the best, yeah. But I do want to touch on. We'll come back to the fight and everything, because you actually boxed like perfect. Like from the outside looking, it was like. And there was what impressed me most was there was a few times where she did catch. I think she caught you with like a big right hand, and you bit down and just hit her straight back. And I was like, whoa! It just turned into like. And she wasn't. She didn't like. She was expecting that. She kind of thought she'd catch you, and you would just like cower and run off. But you just went boom, and I was like, whoa! This is like. It was the best fight of the night. It was the fight of the night.
Is your confidence definitely built from having that loss? Do you reckon that gave you that?
You know, it did. And because I know I could, I knew there was so much more. And I didn't perform how I should have performed. And it was like, well, if you know that, then and that girl's she's a world champion now. Like, even though I lost, it gave me a lot of confidence, because I know where I can be. And at the time, it didn't. Obviously, it knocked me, like, I'm such a sore loser as well. So it was like, it knocked me, and then I quickly realised, actually, you're not far from them steps. And and we went back, we literally stripped everything, went back to proper basics, went back to where we need to work on. And would I have done that if I would have won the fight, been on a high, got a world title, would not been ready for it? Maybe not. So it actually worked out like really, really well. Like, even though I ain't got the O on my record, but I've got that experience. Do you know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no.
No, like you said, like the lesson meant more than the win at the time. Like,
100%.
Because you don't want to get to a stage like where you get in there and you kind of don't know what's happening, like a pressure fighter. Because Reese was saying that Lisa was quite a pressure fighter as well.
And Nina,
she would just like come forward. So it was like you'd prepared, you'd been in there already, you'd felt it.
Yeah, exactly. And I worked on what I would do if someone was a pressure fighter again, because obviously it didn't work last time. So it was perfect fight really to come back on. Like,
then you're only young.
Yeah, exactly. All the girls I'm fighting are like 36
that's what I mean,
or something. So
plays a massive factor.
For clarification, she was 2-time. Was it Commonwealth?
She won the Commonwealth Games, European Championships, World Championships. She done a lot in boxing in the amateurs, like massively. Like, I remember when I was starting out boxing, like starting competing, I was about 12. It was the 2012 Olympics in London, just before then. And I was looking up to her. There wasn't many girls, and she was literally one of them who I was looking up to, like her, Natasha Jonas and everything like that in the GB squad, who I'd be watching and see their progress. And then like next thing you know, I was fighting. I was like,
that is crazy. Wow. Yeah. So she was legit, like, because I didn't realise how good she was until after. Now going back and like researching on her, like her coaches were talking about the fight after review, and they were saying like she was meant to do big things. Like she was meant to go on, and like you said, like you said after that, no, everyone in the arena thought you shouldn't have took the fight, or you should have maybe left it.
Everyone was like, "Ooh, that fight? Oh, do you know what I mean?" And then afterwards, there was like, "I'm not gonna lie." Didn't think he was going to win that fight, and I was like, I know, no one did. I was a big underdog. I couldn't
believe that when everyone was saying that, and I was like, underdog. I was thinking
you just won that fight. You literally scored. Like, it felt like, not to be horrible towards her, but like it looked like you scored her.
Yeah,
like, every time she, like Diaz was saying, she'd like get a few punches and get a bit of momentum. You'd like take a step back, reevaluate your situation, then you start piecing her again.
I felt like that as well. I felt like that. There was a couple of rounds in the middle where in the sixth round I felt the pace a little bit, and I thought, all right, let me relax this round. Gave it to her, not even badly. Like, she didn't bash me, but like it was, I thought, I know the next round I'll be all right. And then sat in the corner, I just breathed, and then I just had a second wind and just went for it again. And then I was like,
controlled yourself.
Because was you feeling the pace in there? Because it was a fast paced fight. Like when we were sitting there watching, we were like, raw. Like it was a fast paced fight. Because she just was walking.
My move, I just had to keep moving, popping my jab, moving, just punching. But yeah, it was fast. I felt it in the sixth round, and I thought, okay, I need to like just breathe, just move, just breathe, get away, don't get caught. And then I knew all I needed was like a couple minutes, and then I'll be all right. And then that's what happened. So.
Are you a fighter? Do you feel more comfortable in them situations when someone's walking towards you, or do you prefer to be the aggressor, like walk someone down?
I feel more comfortable on the back foot, to be honest. Like, I'm starting to get a lot more comfortable on the front foot. I can go on the front foot, but I'm a bit of a counter boxer, so like I like them to come forward, and I know I can move, create angles, and then hit them back. But so yeah, I am comfortable both, but I'd say my most natural. If someone was coming at me, I would just go on the back foot. And move.
But I do want to touch on the Nina one because obviously we haven't seen you since then, or we haven't spoke to you since then. What was the feelings like going into the fight? Like, was you confident going into the fight? Like, what made you think I'm going to take this fight? Like, such early stage of your career as well.
Yeah, I was confident. I thought I could beat her. Like, and Tony believed it, and we was watching things, and we was like, we could with these tactics, we could. I felt good. Had a good camp. Even on the day, I felt really good. And then we had a good warm up. Everything. Getting into the ring, I just kind of felt like, oh my God, like, this is mad. There's people in the ring holding belt. It was all different. It's a different experience when it's a title fight. Even the way you get not treated, but like by the boxing board and stuff, you always got someone there next to you watching your every move, checking how your wraps are. Like, it was all just mad. And then I got in the ring and I was like, whoa, this is mad. Like, I think it just hit me, and like I felt a bit pressured, and I didn't deal with that. Well, not that I didn't deal with it very well. I went out there and gave it a good fight, but I kind of boxed off of instinct maybe, rather than remembering the plan round by round. I think the pressure got to me a little bit, but not beforehand. I was fine beforehand. It was when I got into the ring, my legs was like, whoa, this is...
you felt nervous again.
Must have been a mad energy.
Brand new situation. You've boxed, but you've never been in a title fight of that magnitude.
Exactly,
before,
and doing a 10 rounder the first time. But so going into this fight, I was like, I know how to feel. I know what to do when I get in the ring. There's going to be a belt. I was visualising it all for ages, like literally ages, every day. And like, I was just like, I've done the 10 rounds. That's fine. It's cool. I'm good. Like, I know. So yeah, I feel like it was just probably a bit of lack of experience as well. So
what belt was fight? Yeah, what belt was that actually for? Was it the Commonwealth as well? Because the belt looked different.
There was 2 belts on the line, so it was a Commonwealth and the WBO International belt.
Okay, yeah.
So 2 belts on the line.
And she's gone on to be world champion, right?
Yeah, she went and beat Jamie Mitchell from America for the world title. So, and she's fighting Shannon Courtney next, but in June. So,
are you going to go to it?
Yeah, I'm going to go to it.
Yeah, apparently she was at your fight. I didn't even see her.
I didn't see her. I didn't see her, but she was front row. Yeah, I seen the 2 girls that she was with. I gave them a little nod because I know them, and then but I didn't even see her. And then afterwards, someone said it to me. I was like,
she knows you're going to be hunting her down.
Yeah. Well, these are like, and how old is she?
I think she's 39.
Oh shit. She might not be in the game for too long.
She must be thinking, if I win the next one, I might retire early. Seeing your fight.
I know. Literally.
See, this is perfect for you. You're so young.
Yeah, like there's big domestic fights for you because women's boxing's like massive. What changed? Well, I didn't have a bad perception on it anyway, but when I obviously I seen you at that, the all women's fight Boxer put on.
Oh yeah,
Clarissa Shields. I was like, I didn't realise it was an all women's card until I got there, and I was like, this was the maddest card I've ever seen. Like this, the fights were so good.
Oh, good
fast pace. Like the girls were throwing down, and I was like, this is good. So women's boxing at the minute is like,
it's coming through massively.
It's up there.
Exactly.
I think because they can get quite nasty.
Yeah.
I think it's because you don't expect it.
Yeah, you
either.
don't expect it. Yeah.
And then they start throwing down, and you're like, whoa.
I know. They're
I think all women's sports at the moment is kind of on a rise.
Yeah.
They broke a record yesterday in football, didn't they? 68,000 they got in the women's football game. Yeah.
Bloody hell,
so
yeah.
Muay Thai, they're savage.
Yeah, Muay Thai, savage. Yeah.
See them girls? That is mad.
They are brutal. They go.
It, like, I don't know about
they
giving
go harder than the boys. All the boys say it. They go harder than the boys. It's a bit brutal. Yeah. But so there's big domestic fights for you, like especially in England, like Nina, Shannon Courtney. Ebony Bridges is not English, but she's basically English. I class her as English because she's always in England.
She's part of the English circle of boxers, isn't she? So.
And they're all in your weight class, which I didn't know because Ebony Bridges does not look like. I did not think she was in that weight class. I thought she was a bit higher weight for some reason, but she's quite small.
She's tiny. Yeah, she's like 5'1" or 2", so she's quite small. But Yeah, I want to fight all of them girls, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm at a point in my career where I won't rush nothing. I don't have to. I've got a lot of time. But I don't... The thing is, with girls boxing, there's either the journey girls to just get you used to the experience, or there's just the girls that are fighting for world titles. There's nothing really in between. And I don't want to be fighting the journey girls anymore. I want to... The only girls there are to fight are the good, like...
Yeah. High caliber fighters.
Literally.
Yeah.
So, but whatever's next, like it'll be something big. It'll be something. I feel like I'm at a point where I wouldn't say no to any of them sort of fights right now.
Yeah.
So I'd be happy to if I got the opportunity to do any of that. That's what would be
And
next.
and another thing I've noticed, all the girls you fight are smaller.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
like
quite
one of the tallest in the weight division.
Yeah, I'm quite big for super bantam, to be honest, and I will drop to bantam as well, like because there's just more girls in the whole mix. But I am quite big for that weight, to be fair.
Yeah, because I was like Lisa, Nina, they're all way small. Ebony, they're all way. I don't know how big Shannon Courtney is.
She's a bit smaller than me. She is a bit smaller than me. I've sparred her quite a lot, to be fair. But yeah, it's an exciting little
it is.
mix
It's
to
exciting
be in.
time.
The thing is, at the
especially
minute,
coming off of that win, you must be really confident.
Yeah, honestly, and like things, I'm hearing a few things from here, there, everywhere of like. My name's getting in the good mix, and I'm like, thank God. This is what I worked for. Like.
The interviews and everything like IFL and that.
Yeah,
so
I see you at Eddie Hearn the other day asking for the winner of that.
Yeah, like I just think, what more do I have to do to prove that I'll fight any of the girls? Because in the UK at the minute, like you don't really see them fighting each other. You just at all. They're like not avoiding each other, but like.
Avoid.
A lot of it is because they're protecting the O. They might have sparred that girl before, and it's like because we have to all spar each other. There's not loads of us here, so might have sparred her, and she's like, I could lose. Nah, less of. I've proved that I will just fight any of them. The best fight the best, and which doesn't happen often, but.
It doesn't happen in boxing at all, really.
It doesn't.
Like, you see
really
the Garcia-Davis fight the other day.
Yeah.
That's like the only time. They never,
But
one ever.
That
I think.
come with like big stipulations,
Yeah.
the rules and stuff like that. So
yeah, and it will only happen if they're like a lot of time if it's mandatory and they have to. But
Is that frustrating with boxing?
I haven't felt it yet because I've been fighting who I kind of want to fight, but. Maybe as it go higher up and there's probably more politics involved, it probably would get frustrating, yeah. Because all boxers to do boxing, you will just want to fight the best. And in the amateurs, you didn't get no choices. You're fighting this person that you don't even get told until you get there. And like you'd see someone that looks your weight and you'd be like, I think I'm fighting them. Do you know what I mean? And so that's why I think in my mindset I will fight anyone. When Tony asked, do you want to fight this person? I'm like, you tell me, like, I'll fight whoever you think I'm ready to fight. Do you know what I mean?
And that's good that he's not like held you back either. He's kind of like thrown you in the deep end a little bit. Like, your skills are up there. Yeah. Like, go for it.
Exactly.
Does that belt that you won make you mandatory to any other titles?
It kind of puts you next in line for the big titles, like could be European or world. It basically puts you in like front of the queue to fight for a world title. Like if I wanted to. If there was an opportunity to fight for a world title, they wouldn't say no. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
What's the belt that you look at that you're like, I want it the most? Like it's always like when I look at belts, I always think WBC.
I said this last week.
It's because it's the green and gold. Like, I don't know why. It just every time I think of a boxing belt, I just think WBC.
Yeah.
Most prestigious, like
it is,
isn't it? Yeah. Literally last week I said I want the green and gold belt. I want that, but all of them are nice.
Yeah, any of them are fine. But I mean, the green and gold, just like WBC. Imagine that, like bringing a WBC.
Who's holding
belt.
the WBC?
I'm sure she's from Mexico. I think she's from Mexico.
Is she tough?
Do you know what? I don't see much of them.
Yeah,
like I haven't.
You will now.
Now I am. Yeah. Like, do you know what? It wasn't until a couple of weeks ago where. Obviously, I've been watching all the girls from the UK wanting to fight them. But now it's like, actually, I'm at a thing now. I'm going to be fighting all the girls from all over. The champions are all from, like, France, Mexico, stuff like that.
Yeah, the WBC is like a Mexican and I think that's a Russian flag or Slovakia. I think they must be fighting each other because there's two names on there.
Yeah.
Yalihan Luna, Tatiana Zaradalala.
Yeah, so I've got to start doing my research on them all now.
Yeah, IBF is Ebony Bridges, WBO Dina Forsland, IBO Melissa Odessa Parker, and WBA Nina Hughes.
So there's definitely a lot of people that you've got to fight.
Yeah, I'm looking at this list and I'm like, there's a lot of girls in here.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. Like, and there's, for women's boxing, I've just scrolled through about 10 weight classes.
Yeah.
Just to get down there. Like, there's a lot of girls.
It's coming through. It is. So yeah, there's a lot of competition out there. So yeah, I'm happy to fight. Like, well, at the right time though, obviously, and it's got to make sense. Like, as you having harder fights, it all has to make sense. Like
it's got to be a leverage for something else.
Yeah, definitely. It's like risk and reward.
Yeah, it's got to be for a gain.
Yeah.
You it wouldn't be for like something stupid, would it?
No,
like,
yeah.
But is Shannon Courtney not from Milton Keynes?
Watford, I think.
So
it
sells. Yeah, because I thought she was local. That sells. That sells, man. They got
Luton would have to get out in force for that.
Can you imagine that?
But they'd have to do it somewhere like
neutral.
Yeah,
or
like,
Kenny.
Well, I think you could do it. I think you could do something like that at a ground.
Yeah.
Like easily.
That would sell 100%. But she's got to beat Nina, which I don't know.
Tall order.
Yeah, so
is Nina actually like one of the better girls, like out of all of them in the division?
I mean, she's a good boxer. She's very relentless, is what I would say. Like which a lot of girls can't deal with. If someone's there just throwing like 10-shot combos, constant for 10 rounds, she's fit. Like, she'll be there. Like, yeah, she's just very relentless and on ya. Whereas, not so much the slickest boxer, if you know what I mean. Like, but
she's just like a cardio.
She just tried to drown you.
She's just on ya. Like, but yeah, she's not like the most technical, but she's hard as well. Like, she is hard, but yeah.
Do you feel it in there, like when you're getting hit by them? Are you like, oh, this girl hits hard, or this girl hits hard? Do you?
First couple rounds you try and like see, because obviously the smaller gloves as well, and it's like, I don't want to get hit by that. No head guard. You feel it a little bit, like you go a little bit, I don't know how to explain, like when you get hit around the sides here, you get like all like dizzy, like kind of
yeah, that's apparently like, they always say that in MMA, that the shot just behind the back of the ear like could knock you out.
So you won't even feel like it's hard, but you'll feel like, whoa. Right. Do you know what I mean? But
that's like your brain vibrating off your skull.
Yeah,
it's you dizzy.
It's mad.
Isn't it? Like when you actually sit there and think about it.
Yeah,
it's actually crazy, isn't it? What a sport.
I know. Like, we just go every day, like training, sparring, and then just come out of the gym like nothing's happened. Carry on with your day. Like, it's nuts.
It's so good for the local area though, especially women. Like we were saying earlier, women's sports is getting good, and it's good to have someone from Luton like at the pinnacle of women's sports.
Yeah,
like,
it's good.
So it's good for up and coming like girls who want to get involved in boxing or anything like that. And then it's one of them things you might not even see it now. It'd be like 10 years time, 15 years time, because I feel like once you see something and know it's achievable, you can do it.
Yeah.
But when you don't see it and no one's doing it, you're like, no one does it.
Yeah. Or something. Yeah, it's true.
Like we said before, we don't think like Luton as a whole do enough for you. Like, as in promotion wise, like even just getting like everything out in the papers or just getting it out there. I don't think they do enough.
No, it's true. Everyone, like, I hear that quite often. Like, they're like, they need to be doing more. But I'm like, and then people say, I need to do more, and I'm like, what? Yeah, what more?
This is the argument though. Everyone's like, oh, you have to put yourself out there though. But it's like, but you're here to box.
Yeah.
And their job is to be journalists.
Yeah.
Like, I thought a journalist's job was to go out there and find stories, not people give stories to the journalist to write a piece on. To me, that's not a journalist. That's just lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Like, and then people but they might have not known you were fighting for a Commonwealth.
Yeah.
How do you not know that the only female boxer in Luton is fighting for a Commonwealth world title? How do you not know that?
Well, that's why you have a sports section.
Yeah.
Why
so
they're
true.
not playing that role?
But the sports section, it's in the sports section. It should be front page.
That should be front page. Like a Commonwealth champion from your time.
That's a big thing, like a really big thing. Like it's massive.
Yeah.
It's massive,
Like,
even if it's like
it's gonna go down in history.
Yeah, it's history.
I know, yeah.
So it's just like
is massive,
it doesn't make sense to me. But I don't think Luton push hardly anyone sports related. They don't. They don't do. I could go in a big rabbit hole about it, man. Because it's been a bit annoying me for like
that's
weeks.
what you said the other day.
It's been annoying me.
Start doing something in the community.
Yeah. We'd have to get to that because the government are taking our money and fucking wasting it on potholes. Wasting it on potholes and 5G towers.
Do you have anybody that like does support you out there from like any local businesses or anything?
Yeah, so I've got actually since the fight, I've got loads of people that want to sponsor me now.
We thought that. We said that. We said after
which is
this.
natural. Like I'm not even like my gripe's not even with them people. It's like the paper's not even like it's Luton News have not even put you on the front cover of Luton News when you want to comment. That doesn't make sense to me. Like they didn't even write the story.
Not even shedding lights in schools and etc. They should be everywhere. You should be everywhere.
Yeah.
Personally.
Do you remember? Well, still the same. But I seen a video of I think he won the European Championships as an amateur. There's a boy from Scotland or Ireland, and he come back to his school.
And they were all clapping. The
whole school was there clapping him. Like they had the papers there with cameras and stuff.
That was big, yeah.
It's like they don't do anything like that, right?
No, they don't. It's weird, but I don't know if it's an English thing though. I don't know if it's like a modern English thing because when you look at other countries, like they back their. Like they back their people like to the hill.
Like the Albanians that were at your fight,
like
they were like going crazy.
If there's one out, like we've got one Albanian in our gym and he sold 1,000 tickets on his debut.
Yeah.
Just
was that Frankie's fight?
Yeah.
Well, that was better Albanians there.
It was mad. Like, yeah, they proper back their people. But saying that, Luton and as a whole, they do.
They usually they do, but it's just like it doesn't get pushed. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't get put. Like there's nothing in Luton. Like it just doesn't feel like there's anything in Luton.
Yeah.
Which is weird because there's so many people from Luton doing good things.
But there's a lot of people like under
they
the
don't.
radar.
They like to shed light on all the negative stuff, and not all the, like they don't shed light on the positive stuff that's going on. 'Cause there is loads of positive stuff.
So much.
It's true.
But
I think it's definitely something we need to look into, though.
No, 100%. But who's your female boxing goat? Who do you look at? Like, who's the person that inspires you in the female scene?
Katie Taylor, definitely. She's like, 100%. Like, she's just done crazy stuff, man. Like, to think when she started out, she had to pretend she was a boy to fight. She would turn up in her headguard as a boy, and then just to be able to fight with the other boys, win them. And go home, and she's won a fight, and on her card it's a male. Like that's how she wanted it as an amateur to then like push on and actually do what she's done now. Yeah, but to be honest, there's a lot of the girls, especially in the girls in the UK as well. Like Natasha Jonas is a massive one actually, because when I was listening to her recent podcast she's done with IFL, and she talks about like managing it as a mom, doing it like push it, like she took a couple losses and a draw, pushes back, and then she becomes like world champion. It's like inspiring for me because that's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm trying to juggle everything. So she's a massive inspiration as well. Yeah.
How is it for you, like juggling having like I think she's going to be 5, your daughter,
she's gonna be 5,
so having a 5-year-old and having to work and box, because we didn't actually speak to you too much about the work, mixing it in with
Mommy's
the boxing.
a champ.
Literally.
walking her daughter to school. Commonwealth on one side.
The first thing she said to her teacher was, "My mummy's a champion now." And I was like, "Oh my god!"
She's like the proudest little kid in the playground. She's like, "My mum's a champion."
Lovely, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
like number one fan.
Yeah. Literally, but it's hard. It's really hard. But since she started school, it's obviously a bit easier because she's in school Monday to Friday, and I get all my training and work done while she's at school. But there's obviously sessions I have to have in the evenings and go for runs and whatever. It is really hard, but it's kind of like just become part of my life. Like become part of. Bless her. I feel so bad because she's gonna end up probably hating boxing. Like it's just all that's consistent. Like I box, her dad now boxes again, and it's like all she is boxing and running and strength and conditioning. Like it's like, but as soon as I pick her up from school and I like put her in the car, she's always like, "How was boxing today, mum?" I'm just like, it's nuts. Like this ain't normal. What the hell? But it's hard. It is hard, but it's rewarding when, say, like I brought the belt. The first thing I did when I won, I FaceTimed her, and she just was like so excited. she was like, you must be so tired now. Like, but yeah, seeing her, how proud it makes her, and like she sees me she's probably the proper like the main person that sees what really goes on, like behind the scenes, training flat out, like making weight. She's actually the one that sees it all. So to bring home the belt was like, wow, I want to do that more. I want to keep doing that. I want more now. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
definitely like the most euphoric moment, isn't it?
What's that?
It's got to be like one of the most euphoric moments now.
Oh, honestly,
You ruined the end question.
No, she already answered it on the last one, didn't she?
Yeah, but you can ask it again. It's changed, isn't it? It's changed since then.
I was going to ask
you, would you ever let her get into combat sports?
I would really rather her not. Like, it's hard. It's a hard life to live. Like, it's tough. Like, I would rather her not, yeah, but I would support her if she did. Like, obviously, she's got probably the best person to push her to go and do it.
Of course.
But yeah, I'd rather not. She likes gymnastics, and I'd rather her keep it that way. Like, just be a little girly
That's not
girl.
a bad sport to be in either.
No, yeah.
No, gymnastics is good to
go
be
far.
fair.
Yeah, get you strong. But I do want her into sports, like into sports and take things seriously and stuff. But I'd much rather her not get punched for a living or something. Like, now I know why my mum hates it. Like, my mum loves it, me doing it, but she hates it as well. Like, on coming to my fights, and she doesn't really come to my fights. She just can't do it. So now I get it, because I'd probably be the same.
Yeah, she isn't at any of your fights.
No, she's been to a couple, and like even that last one, she's all up until the day she was like, yeah, I'll come, and then she couldn't. She just couldn't. Like, yeah, she said when I was fighting, she was watching it, and like she's sweating, shaking, like she hates it. Like, so yeah.
I think you definitely get more nervous for other people, didn't you?
Yeah.
Everyone says that when they watch someone else, they get more nervous. I think it's probably because you're not in there controlling it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like controlling your own destiny, sort of thing. You're like,
when someone's driving the car quick or
I
something.
was nervous when we were watching you, to be fair. Like, I was there, like, I don't want you to lose.
Yeah.
Nervous.
Innit?
They actually set the show out really good that day as well.
Yeah, they did.
Because normally York Hall, they kind of like half-assed
They
it.
could do it a lot better.
Yeah, a lot better
than what they do. But yeah, now I
they
liked
set it out. It looked really good. Like, it made
good.
it was dark and then the ring was lit up, which is how it should be. Like,
did it make it feel different for you being in the ring there? Did it feel like a different place? Like,
no, it didn't. You know, like I've boxed at York Hall twice now, and I said to Tony last week, like, I just feel so like calm at York Hall. I really love that place. Like, even though it's not the nicest, but even the changing rooms, they're tiny. But I don't know, it just feels, when I'm in there, I feel really calm and like I'm comfortable there. Like, yeah.
What was the biggest lesson you learned that night on that win?
Oh, that's a good question, you know. My biggest lesson, probably trust in Tony. Trust in Tony was probably the biggest. Like, do you know what? This man is...
He's got your best interest.
Yeah, massively. And like everything he told me to do, and I do, it works. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that works. And then we'll move it on. And trusting him was him with the game plan. Like, when I got to York Hall, he had everything we've been working on for 10 weeks was... He had it all written down, and he said, read this. And I just sat there for a few minutes, just read it all. And it was like, what we got to do round by round. Like, obviously, things change and whatever, but that's what I got to do to win the fight. I read it all. And literally, I hope he still has that on his notes, because that everything that was written down was what won me the fight. Like, it was just trusting.
He set the scene.
Yeah, literally.
He's a calm character as well.
Very calm.
Yeah, I was like surprised how calm he is in the corner. Like, because I mic'd him up for one of Frankie's fights. I was like, he's like, you're right, Frank. You look sick out there, mate. I said, these men are in the corner having a conversation. He's like, you're looking good out there, mate. Like,
yeah, but I feel like that must put you at ease.
Yeah,
instead of
that's what I mean. He was like, imagine if I shouted 1,000 miles per hour, how that would make you feel. I was like, yeah, that's so true. He's so calm. Like,
I suppose you could probably zone in more as well.
Yeah, definitely. And he like literally spends a few seconds just not even saying nothing. I'm just sitting there breathing. He's like, you right? I'm like, yeah, like, I'm all right. And then like he'll start to tell you what to do. But
does he like shout at you or change his demeanour in ways if he needs to, or is he just very much like the same?
Nah, he he hasn't. Well, on the Nina fight, he did a little bit on one of the rounds, and I was like, "Ooh, he's being serious here. Like, never seen this before." But because he had to, like, do you know what I mean? But other than that, he's so cool and
Sounds
calm.
like he's got his emotions in check.
Yeah.
Some people can get emotional.
Definitely, because I don't know.
I say, he's got your best interest.
Yeah.
He knows boxing as well.
Yeah.
Like he loves it. Like he seems like he's everything with him is just
He
boxing.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know it.
Yeah. Like, no, they don't.
They don't know it about Tony.
No,
like,
I wouldn't think it. No, but when you're there and everyone's like, "Oh, you're right, Tony," like, and I'm like, "Well, he's like respected by everyone." Like all the old school coaches, everything. Like they all know who he is.
And like when people come into my gym when we're sparring or something, they always new people that I've not met. They always come up to me and say, "You're with a good one here." Like he's, and I was like, I know that, and they obviously all know it as well. But yeah, it's a lot of respect for him because. We probably spend more time with each other than we do with our other friends, family, you know what I mean? And he gives up his time and effort for us a lot. And I'm very thankful for that.
It's great. He's got you and Frankie under his wing.
It's good, ain't it? Yeah. It works proper well together. Like I love me and Frankie being apart, doing it together. Do you know what I mean?
It's like you're solo sport, but you're a team.
Yeah.
Like, you genuinely are like a team together.
It's good sometimes because it's lonely. Like fighting sports, they're lonely. It's only you in the ring. And imagine if I didn't have Frankie to train with a few times a week. It is literally just me training, and it's like it gets tough.
Do you two normally spar each other as well, you and Frankie?
Nah, we do like technical work together and stuff like that, but not proper sparring. Nah.
You just get Steve Duff.
He hits hot. Yeah,
you just get Steve Duff in there.
Steve Duff went for it. I'm telling you, like yes. But he don't hold back at all. He don't hold back.
Because I've seen you sparring him the other week. I was thinking, old school Steve Duff's back in there.
He came
trying to
in
bash up the girls.
Literally, I was like, you know what? We couldn't get sparring that day, so I was like, get Steve in. Tony was a bit like, oh, he took it.
You've already inspired, actually. I think like you and Frankie have inspired him to get back into boxing.
Definitely. He says it.
He was really good, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was really good. Yeah.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah, really good. How mad is it that he was like? Was he? I know Frankie fought Hamza Shiraz, but I swear Hamza Shiraz was in Steve Duff's weight class. Yeah. How random is that? The geezer's massive
now. Yeah.
Like a middleweight.
I know. He would fight anyway. He was really good. He was good. So I'm glad he's back to it now.
Yeah, some people just need a little break, I think, from it. Like doing it from such a young age. It's a lot. Like dieting for all them years. Like you can't go out, you can't do this. Like people just get sick of it. So some people do need to take a couple years out.
It's dedication to your life as well. When your life is very set,
structured.
Sometimes you feel like, I'm missing out. You get the FOMO, and then. But really,
it happens. It does happen. Even like now, like it happens when you see your friends out all the time, and it's like, oh man, but what would I prefer, a belt or that? Like, do you know what I mean? So
speaking of nights out, how were your nights out after you won? The fight? Were they really good?
No, they were good. They were good. Had a couple.
Because you went to Daniel's fight the next day, didn't you?
Yeah. Went Daniel's fight. That was good. It's different because all of Daniel's fights, I can never enjoy it. Well, I enjoy it, but I mean like the party side of it, and I usually just go to his fight and go home. But so it was different this time. It was nice and all my family there and that. So yeah, it was good.
It was like a celebration after. Obviously, he didn't get the win, but it was like a celebration.
Man, for him,
he looked so good in the back as well, man. So good. I was like, everyone was watching him doing his like right high kick, and all the other teams were like got like jaw to the floor, like fuck that. Like fuck getting hit with that.
Yeah.
But the guy just hit. The guy was good. He was fighting though, man. He's massive.
Like lanky and just rangy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But it's one of them things. But I was so gutted, man, because we all went for like a family meal the next day, and it was like, like obviously I've won, so I'm on a high. But it's gutted for him. Yeah. So gutted for him. But it's fighting.
It's the game, isn't it, man? It's always come
back. Exactly.
Yeah, like it's lessons learned.
Exactly that.
And you're both at a stage where it's like you don't, like he was saying before on an interview that he doesn't want to fight if he's fighting like bums,
Easy
like
fights,
easy
yeah.
fights that he knows he's going to win. Like they don't excite him. He wants the best people. So
Yeah, exactly.
if you're pushing yourself to like the absolute limit, there's going to be times where on the night someone's probably better than you, or you can't get it done on that day. Do you know what I mean?
Still on his side as well. He's still
Yeah,
fairly
he's
young
so-
within the
so
sport.
young,
Was he
yeah.
28, 7 or
26,
20?
I think. 26.
And
I
then-
just
and
turned 27.
Their
Yeah.
sport is sort of like that with the wins and the losses.
Yeah.
Like it bounces. It bounces
Well,
till they
not
find
being
out.
funny. A knee to the ribs is like
Yeah, horrible.
that is all it takes is one knee to the ribs, and that's just. But yeah,
I don't think people realise how brutal the sport is, though.
No.
It's a different game.
Do you used to ever do any training together?
nah, we
Nah.
don't. You know, do you know? I would though. I would, but
I think
we just
you'd be
never
alright
really
at
have. Like, I don't know about that. Like, we'd
Nah,
probably
you
do more
wouldn't, man.
boxing.
You're
Yeah, because he's got hands. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
he's
Like, do you
got
do
good
any
hands.
boxing like
Nah.
with him? No.
I actually don't. But yeah, it's something we definitely will in the future, like train together and that. But yeah, not me doing Muay Thai. That is not on my agenda.
That's not on the list.
Elbows.
But did you watch the Tank Garcia fight?
I did, yeah.
What did you think of it?
Wicked fight, man. Like wicked. But Tank is just. I predicted that as well. But them shots that Tank. Oh.
Did you say it was going to be a body shot?
No, I didn't say it was going to be. I knew Tank.
Oh, you thought Tank would win? Yeah.
It was a dirty shot.
Do you think he'd stop him though?
I thought either of. Do you know what? Either of them could have.
Yeah,
'Cause they're
yeah.
both punchers, aren't they? So, but that inside body shot was just disgusting.
And he didn't even look like he put everything into it. He
No.
kind of just like
It's just throwing it
straight
right
into
yeah.
like the area.
You
so
actually can't
quick,
come
though,
up
and
from them
pinnacle.
shots.
No.
Like
Like obviously you felt them sort of shots because we were speaking about it before the other day because when they slow things down you can't tell how hard. Or I've never felt a body shot so I don't know
Yeah,
how it
yeah.
actually feels like. What is that feeling like?
that is sickening, like absolute sickening. Like especially if they take the wind away and it's like you'd rather get hit in the head a few times than take
Because everyone was like, oh, he got up after the count and he looked alright. But what is it like feeling like on your body once you're up and that? Like, is it still?
pain.
Because that
Yeah.
recovery, you just
No.
you just
Does
not
it happen?
breathing.
You just can't-
Does it
You ain't
happen quite
firing up.
gradually when to recover from that, or
Oh,
could it
yeah.
happen just straight away? Like
to recover from it.
yeah,
No, not really. Like you could be getting pounded in the third round with body shots, and in the sixth round you end up getting knocked out because of your
Body
body.
shot.
It just slows your legs down. It slows everything down. Like once you take a bad body shot, it's going to take a few rounds to shake that off. And if you can't, because you've slowed down, you probably end up getting knocked out with a headshot
Yeah.
because you're slow now. Like
because
that
I
is
felt
just-
like because I said to these two, like he actually stood up after the count quite quickly. He walked over to their corner quite quickly. But then I was thinking after watching it and stuff, if he was to get up and get hit again in there, he genuinely might have to like.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy as well. He's not stupid,
Yeah.
is he?
I don't know though. I don't know. It was a bit slow getting up. Like a lot of people saying he's give up or.
I don't think
No.
he's give up. I think he just couldn't continue fighting. Like he
Fighting,
can
yeah.
stand up and walk
Yeah.
around, but if he had to go back into a fighting stance
Against Tank.
with
Yeah,
pressure coming,
like-
like I don't know if his body was that
And I don't
recovered,
think
like
he
to
would
be
have
doing
probably
that.
wanted to get like proper knocked out.
He would have known one more shot and he's done. Like,
Yeah. And you just don't know what he was like because it was such a perfect shot. Because
Yeah.
we were saying he's so. Who do you think beats Tank though?
Right. No one at the minute.
There's not
Like, no
anyone
one.
really out there. He's so.
Yeah.
Meant to be. I might be getting this wrong. It's
Ryan Garcia's going up a
Haney,
weight
not-
though, isn't he?
Is
Yeah.
Devin Haney's the weight above, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's where he's going to fight.
Tank's going up.
No,
Ryan's going back up.
back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I feel more comfortable at that weight.
Yeah.
What do you think
Fair
about
play
the,
taking the fight.
the stipulations? Like, what do you think about the rehydration clause and stuff like that they put into that?
That's another thing. Like that's hard to go by. Like when you're cutting weight and you're only allowed to put on. I don't know what was their rehydration.
He had to
clause,
cut down to a certain
I
weight
don't
and
know
then
what it was. Let me
rehydrate
check.
up to the weight.
Yeah, not
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Which,
It's-
but obviously,
yeah.
he knew what terms he was taking on. You have to take it on the chin.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
If you want to fight the best, he
if
obviously.
that's in the contract.
Yeah, he obviously thought he could have done things, but he didn't. So I rate him for taking it.
I was
Yeah.
watching something as well with Tam. Apparently,
They-
he doesn't eat and that. Like, he doesn't cut properly when he's in camp and stuff. Like, I see him eating loads of sugary sweets.
Yeah, he
donuts.
missed weights a lot, Tank, didn't he, at the start of his
Really?
career? Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember he had to vacate the belt.
You're not seeing
because
it,
he
me
lost
and you were watching that
because he couldn't make weight.
the Showtime video, and he's getting that Philly cheesesteaks and shit like that.
No way.
From the
That's
get-go, like
mad.
some little mini mart.
It was a £10 limit.
£10 limit.
Yeah, they can't weigh more than £10 over that limit on the morning of the fight.
That's not too bad, is it? £10.
It
On
wouldn't
the
be, but then
morning.
Ryan did come down quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah, so he would probably- yeah,
feel it a
naturally-
little bit more. But
I don't know. It's a
Go up
hard
just
one
from
because
water.
in boxing, like the weight classes are like £4 difference, £5
Yeah,
difference.
yeah.
But in UFC, it's like £15 difference, and they normally cut it. So I don't know if it's just because they're used to only doing like £3 or £4.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've actually never cut
Soon
weight
as-
ever, so I don't even.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's hard. Like, I can't even stick to a diet, let alone I'm saying these man can't do £3 or £4.
what's your relationship like with cutting weight?
I hate it. But I do it. Like I've got a good nutritionist, so I've always made weight comfortably. But the last week of cutting weight is like, oh my,
What's your cravings? Like? What do you normally crave the most?
everything that I don't ever eat. I haven't even eaten any of my cravings. Like
Oh, you just craving
I just
stuff.
crave it that week. Like, but it's like just cakes, donuts, just everything bad, really.
Yeah,
Or like a
sugary,
nice
salty.
dinner. Like,
Yeah.
I was telling these there was a fighter that in the UFC, and he woke up and he was on one side of America and his wife was on the other, and he rang her in the middle of the night to go downstairs and open a can of like Coke and pour it into a glass because he just wanted to hear
Oh my God,
he just
that's
wanted to hear the
actually
sound
real.
of the bubbles and
that is like how deep
Yeah.
it gets. Like, or I'll fancy something, so I'll make my friends or my little girl like whatever it is. It could be like dessert or anything. And I just have to like sit there and watch them eat it. And it really satisfies me.
yeah, that is pain.
No, and they're all like, "Are you sure?" Like, I'm so sorry, like that we're eating in front of you. I'm like, please,
Please.
because it will actually
Yeah.
satisfy me. Like, yeah, it gets deep.
Is it because you're hungry? Like, are you actually hungry on fight week though, or is it just because you can't have it and
Not really.
you just
hungry,
can't have it?
Nah, you're not that hungry. You just.
Is it just because you're just craving the
because
sugar?
you know you're not allowed
Yeah.
it as well.
Yeah.
But when you're cutting the water, oh my gosh, like the first that you get
Yeah.
is, and you wouldn't say if you didn't drink water for a few hours, you're not that thirsty. It's all right. You just have a little drink.
It's like a dry.
But this, when I'm not allowed it, after a few hours, it's like my mouth is so dry. I'm just like, it's the worst thing ever. So when you go to weigh in, you're not even bothered about eating afterwards. You're not even bothered about the food. You just want a drink. Like, but it's mad because as soon as you rehydrate and have whatever you've got, like all the electrolytes and everything, like you just feel like you didn't just spend a whole week trying to cut that weight. Like and then you drink like a few litres of water and all that weight's back on. Like it's
What's your sleep like on fight
on
week?
fight week.
Yeah.
It's a bit. I wake up so early every time, like about 5 o'clock in the morning.
I bet that's because you're eating like your diet's on point as well.
Yeah, and just because like I'll go to sleep. Yeah, I'll close my eyes. I'll go to sleep, and I'm just imagining myself walking to the ring, round by round, and then getting my hand raised every night and every morning. That's all that goes through my head. But sometimes I'm like, just switch off, man.
Wow.
Like, and you just can't. Like, as soon as you close your eyes, you're just going over this fight. Like, it just consumes your brain. Like,
Yeah.
Is there anything
24/7.
you do to switch off? Is it like spending time with your
Do you know what I'll do every time? I deep clean my house.
Frankie said that to me as well. Linus said it.
Yeah, like I
Like
deep
they
clean
just
my
clean.
house. Yeah,
Like
and that just on the day of the fight and the day before, I'm just deep cleaning my house, and it just makes me feel so calm and relaxed. And then
I feel like
once I've done it all,
clean, you ain't got a messy mind.
yeah, exactly. It's true. It's
so
true.
mad, though.
Jordan Peterson says it, innit?
Yeah.
Cleaning
It
your
is
room.
true. And then once I've done it, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to fight now. Like, I'm ready to fight. It's
Yeah,
good.
that's weird because Frankie said that to me. He goes, the day before a fight, he will clean everything, house, room, car,
Yeah.
and then he'll fight. So he comes home and it's just done.
Yeah,
Like, he's just
literally.
clean. Everything's clean. And Linus said he just cleans when he starts getting anxious or annoyed, and he just
Yeah.
starts cleaning.
I think I need to go clean.
Start cleaning.
Who's your actual like top 5 like boxing goats? It don't have to be females. It can just be boxing goats for you. It don't have to be in order. Just your top 5 boxing
Right
goats.
now, it's probably They have to be still boxing.
No, past and present. Yeah, both. Just who you enjoy. They don't even have to like have a 0 on their record. Just people you enjoy watching. Or
who I enjoy watching now is Katie Taylor, Shakur Stevenson. Who else?
Shakur's in Tank's weight class actually. I think.
Devin Heat.
Or maybe he's in the weight above. Yeah.
There's some savages.
Because they were talking about them two fighting as well. Yeah.
My favourite is... I can't remember his name. Bivol.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is good.
Yeah. Good. Who else? My mind goes blank with these questions.
So we got Katie, Tank, Bivol. No, Shakur, Bivol.
And probably Canelo. Canelo, yeah. There's so many more, but yeah, they're my like... Yeah, I do love Lomachenko.
It's just because he's not been fighting recently, so you kind of forget about him. Who's he fighting? He's fighting someone good. He's got a big fight next, didn't he? Lomachenko. Why do I want to say he's fighting Devin Haney?
He has got a big fight coming.
He's fighting the guy who... no, he's not. I'm lying.
What about past fighters and why into that?
Past fighters? I'd say... I loved Mayweather when he was like proper boxing.
Devin Haney.
Oh, is he fighting Devin Haney?
20th of May.
Well, it's only a few weeks.
That is a big fight.
Yeah.
Devin Haney versus Lomachenko.
Oh my God,
do you not feel this at the minute that boxing, like, you're not hearing nothing, and then fight week there's just a mad fight?
I feel like that's been like that with everything.
Yeah, I didn't even know Anthony Joshua was fighting. Then the week off, I was just seeing Anthony Joshua weighing in. I was like, what the fuck, like.
No, I know what you mean. But next few weeks, there's massive fights, actually.
Yeah.
There's some good fights. Obviously, Kate... who's fighting? Canelo and that John Ryder. Katie Taylor's
John
fighting.
Ryder's done well to get there, man.
Innit?
You think he's going to win, though, John Ryder? Yeah, who have you got, Canelo versus John Ryder?
I would want John Ryder to win, obviously, but I can't see it happening.
No.
And he's a nice guy as well, but... Canelo's just...
I feel like if you're around Canelo's weight, it's a bit peak for you,
it
man.
Is,
like if you've got anywhere near him, like weight and height wise, even if you're taller than him but smaller, it's kind of peak, man. He's gonna just eat you up.
I wonder what them fighters actually like. What does John Ryder think? Like, genuinely deep down in your head, what do you think? Like, because Canelo, like,
scary. He's scary,
isn't it? That power as well.
He's done it to too many people.
What's your opinion on AJ? Has he got the ability or the mindset to get back to being a champion? Or
I'd like him to, but do you know what? I really don't. I feel like his first, like, say, 10 fights, like, where's that AJ gone? And can you get it back? I don't know.
He was
especially
a dog.
Now. Yeah, he was. He just went out there and he just went for it. And now you've got other heavyweights coming through as well. So it's like the competition's a bit more wider, isn't it?
Rumour the Saudi card is going to happen, isn't it? Him and Wilder at the end of the year.
I don't think Wilder's a good fight for him, though. Wilder.
No.
I don't think that's a good fight. I know you can't be picky in who you fight, but I feel like he's someone with like zero confidence at the minute, like zero.
Who, Wilder?
No, AJ. He's just got like you can see it when he fights. Like even when he's got someone hurt, it's like he's so shell shocked from when he went in for Ruiz and he caught him. He just doesn't. He just kind of wants to play safe.
That's the mad thing about boxing, isn't it? Like everything can just change.
I think that's sports. I think it's confidence.
Yeah.
I think if you're not confident and you're stout in yourself, you just stop. If you're confident and you're free flowing and you're just like you don't. That's why, like, young people when they come through in any of these sports, like it could be basketball, football, and they're fearless because they don't know what failure feels like. They go so far until they hit that first hurdle. Some of them just drop after that, didn't they?
A lot of people can't come back from them losses. Like, they're demons that live inside you. Like, especially with AJ, like he had a bad little run, didn't he? So it was like, I don't know.
How important was that win for you going back to your win then? Because if you would have lost that would have been 2 title fights lost. You might have been in a rut then.
I would have been in a rut. Like, I knew I had to win that fight because what else is there for me if I can't win the Commonwealth title when I want to be a world champion and I've just boxed twice for the Commonwealth? Like, I would have had to rethink everything. Honestly, I would have. Like, I couldn't have. There would have been different conversations, like really different conversations back then. That was But I knew that going in there. I was like, I have to win this
Does
fight.
that put more pressure on it though?
Maybe, but I think I dealt with all that sort of pressure well, like going into this fight. I just thought, I kept telling myself, don't put pressure on yourself.
Is it because you've analysed her so much as well? You knew you could actually beat her.
Yeah, literally. And what I was doing in my spars was like, I was surprising myself sometimes. I was like, whoa, that works. Let me keep doing that. Done really, really well. And I'm like, that beats Lisa Whiteside. That performance beats Lisa Whiteside every time. And then it was like, just go and do what you've been doing. Like, it's not like you got to change anything. You ain't got to go in that ring and do anything different. Go and do what you've been doing. And yeah.
But you're sparring bigger girls as well. Like Raven's a weight. Is she a couple weights above?
Yeah, super featherweight. So. And
she's a champion, isn't she?
Yeah, she's champ.
She's champion. So you're sparring champions.
Yeah.
Like already.
I had really good sparring for this fight. To be fair, like hard spars, like twice a week, real hard spars. So it was.
Sounds like
I was
the prep
confident.
was just like
on point.
Sounds
yeah.
like
Perfect,
the team, the prep, everything.
Yeah,
I actually come in on one of your spars, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I've never been into a pro gym, so I'm a bit like, me and Frankie were like outside, we're laughing, we're walking in, and we walk in and it's like dead silent, like you could hear a pin drop in there, and it's like you can just hear the timer going, and then she was sparring Raven, and I was like, what the fuck? And Frankie's like. I'm like, what? We just walked into, like, the whole energy was like, it did not feel good. It did not feel good. I was like, shit, I'm a bit
Tense.
intense. You can feel it. Like, even the corners don't shout too loud and that. They kind of just saying bits and you can just hear punches and
Everyone's
moving.
train.
Yeah, it was a weird atmosphere, like
Yeah.
a pro gym atmosphere. It's not like there was no, especially when sparring's going on. Then sparring stops, the music's back on, everyone's laughing. Then there'll be another sparring session, and then it's the same again. I was like, I was like, this is
That's proper though.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's mad. I love the sparring days down there though, when everyone's just sparring. Like, it's
Fridays, isn't it?
Yeah,
Everyone, like
Fridays,
Fridays is the day where everyone's just
day.
in that gym.
So when would you be looking to fight again? How long?
Ideally, I wanted to fight in June, so like 6-7 weeks. But just
That's
so
just
many,
dependent,
so many things going on at the minute and meetings and whatever to see what I can do,
what the
where
best
I can
route
go.
is.
Well, yeah, so. Ideally, I wanted to be straight out in June because I thought if I'm not out in June, realistically, I probably won't be out until like September, which I don't want to wait that long. But yeah, just got to see basically what's the best opportunity to come. But it's all exciting things, so I'm quite all right. Just okay, I'm going to hold my horses and just keep training.
Keep doing what you're doing.
And then just see what happens, basically. So.
And your boss is just like lenient with you with the training and stuff like that. Like he's quite good with it, isn't he?
Yeah. So he works around me basically. Like I have one training schedule, and that's pretty much my training schedule every day, every week. So we just work around that basically. So it helps massively, but. Yeah, just so busy, like everything going on. It's just mad.
It is exciting though.
Yeah.
Like it's even exciting to hear about it because you know it's going to be, like you said, you just fought for a Commonwealth. It's going to be, it's going to like the next few steps of your career are going to be like big.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's like I've got to take a minute, like, and be like
stadiums, like O2s and stuff. Like it's going to be, you're going to be a big.
Does it feel very surreal?
Surreal. Like my sister rang me the other day and was like, "You're actually like the Commonwealth champion. Like the belt's just sitting in your living room." I'm like, I know. Like, when did that happen? Like.
When you first turned over pro, did you obviously you're confident in yourself and everything, but did you think like I'm gonna be champion, like I'm gonna be, or was you just like boxing's all I know, I'm gonna turn pro, like let's see what happens? Like what did you actually think?
Well, I wanted to like when I met Tony, I was like, I want to be a world champion, but like however we're gonna get there, we didn't speak about how, like we just kind of went fight by fight, and it was like. In my head, it was always, I want to be a world champion. I just always want the best of what situation I'm in, if you know what I mean. Like, and I just aimed for the highest thing, but there wasn't really a path to it. There wasn't really much to it. And then before I knew it, like, I'm close to it. Yeah, like, and it's just so mad. Like,
And you've had a clean run, like you've had a good run as well.
Yeah.
Like you've not been injured, like any big injuries or anything like that. You've not been injured. You've been fight. Since you turned pro, you've been fight.
Constantly
So
training,
you're on good stead.
Yeah. Like I've had real good consistency work with like Tony and Reese at SNC, and it's like everything now from 2 years ago is starting to pay off. Like,
how has your strength and conditioning helped you?
Massively. Like, I'm just like how fast I've been, how strong, like the power in that last fight. Me and Reese spoke afterwards, and I was like, there's a massive difference. I can see the SNC actually paying off. Like, but that's not from this camp of SNC. That's from the 2 years of 3 years I've been doing it. Like, it's only just starting to. Everything's just starting to, like, my engine, literally. So it's just all that consistency work is now paying off, which is like, I'm happy with the progress, really.
What's it like training with like Jordan as well? Like because he's got a few of you now. He's got Tom, Jordan, Frankie. Like, what's it been like training? Because Jordan's like. He's always been boxing, but he's a nomad. He's like the outside man. Like Frankie never really spoke to him. Like no one really had. What's it been like with him?
It's
like,
all right. But I like that he's got all the boxers now, because we all have like little competitions. With, like little things that we're doing.
Everyone's ego.
Yeah, literally. And like you go there and someone's beat your score, and it's like, nah, it's like proper like competitive. So it's good that we're all like working together. Do you know what I mean?
Do you talk about techniques or anything like that with each other? Like, do you talk about anything boxing related?
You know what? Like, I don't really talk like that with anyone. Boxers.
No.
Like, it's like, I don't know, a little bit like on how I throw a certain shot or something, but. Nah, not really, because everyone just has their own
way,
and you only listen really to your train, like
to your coach,
and
you pick and choose what you want to hear.
Yeah, definitely. So nah, not really.
No.
What
do you think of Clarissa Shields as well?
I like her. She's wicked.
She's really good, isn't she? Yeah, she's like. I was surprised when I seen her out there fighting. I was like, when I was looking at the belts earlier as well. She's like. Got all the belts in one of the divisions, isn't she? I think she's got some belts maybe in the division below as well. So she's like
she's wicked, and you would never think it. Like, you would never think, like, her mouth though is just too much. Like, she's
American one, isn't it?
She's proper American, like hood American.
Literally, like, imagine being at a weigh-in or press conference and she's in your face just going nuts. I'm like, what? Mad.
But she's also got the 1-2.
Yeah, she is. She's very good.
She is, and she's powerful. She's fast and powerful. Do you know?
What's the weights between her and Katie? Are they like way too far from each other?
Yeah, massive. But there was talks about it, and I was like, how the hell? Like, what would that catch weight be? Because she's big. She's massive.
What, Clarissa or Katie?
Yeah, Clarissa. Yeah. Katie's lightweight, and Clarissa's like, don't know, like,
she's a big girl.
Yeah, she's big.
Very athletic.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, that Savannah Marshall she's big, like she's tall, big, so I couldn't imagine it.
Well, her and I think they boxed at about 75 kg, or just under, and Katie's like 60, 62 or something like that.
Yeah.
So Daniel Dubois' sister boxes as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's
a unit.
She is.
Like, she is hard as well.
She's hard.
What is she? What weight is she?
About 64 kilos.
64. Oh, so she's quite big then.
Yeah, she big. She hits hard.
Because you're fighting at like 57 or is it 55? 55 kg.
She looks big for 60 something.
She looks small though, but she's like.
Yeah. She's like,
you know what I mean? Like Tyson.
Merchant, like, literally.
Yeah, she's like Tyson in there.
She just stop blast through all of her opponents, and girls don't really do that. Like, she is.
Yeah, but they got that. Even Dubois, they got that power, man.
Yeah,
scary power.
Yeah, they do.
I think some people just have it, didn't they? What's one thing you've improved the most on? Do you think since you turned pro, or in your 2 or 3 years being a professional?
Most improved on.
Yeah,
I'd say like probably actually like learning what my style and what I'm good at, like keeping it nice and long, and actually my left hand is like has come on massively. Like, that's probably my best tool, to be honest with you, my jab and my gauging distance from my left hand. So probably keeping it long, and but I've now also started to throw my power shots, which I didn't really used to do. I just used to go out and just box. But now I found I found a style that suits me and which will probably make me win. 80% of my fights will be won from keeping it long, keeping a good jab, keeping a good left hand. So probably that, yeah. Tony, like, when I went to train with Tony, he was watching me for a few weeks and then he noticed and was like, you're really good at this, you could work on this, and we just put them all together, everything we worked on and what was good at. And then, yeah, I feel like over the past 6 months, I've really found a style for myself, like, so yeah, probably that.
Is that the difference with pro and amateur? Amateur, you kind of have to fight a certain way to win, don't you? Everyone's
the
fights very
judges
similar.
go on certain things. Plus, it's just like 3 2-minute rounds. Just go into the middle and just scrap and like, which I'm more of a slower start. Well, last fight I had to start quick, but I'm more of a slower starter. Like after a couple rounds, then I can start like picking it up. Whereas in the amateurs, you only get 3 rounds for the fight, so I definitely do suit fighting 10 rounds. I'd say, yeah.
What you gonna say?
I don't know.
Oh. You went to say something. But yeah, that's another thing I was going to ask. Well, is the 10 rounds like standard? Like you'd want to fight at 10 rounds every time? Like is that your
all title fights are 10 rounds, and that's probably Well, to be honest, it's mad to think, but all my next fights will probably be title fights.
Yeah.
Like either defending the Commonwealth or just like world title, like. So yeah, it will all be 10 rounds, like, and I'm happy with that though. I like the 10 rounds, to be fair.
Yeah.
I do. Like a year ago or so, I would have been like 10 rounds. How the hell am I going to do that? But no, I actually do prefer it.
How do you prepare for them? Do you do a lot of sprint work or do you do a lot of long runs? Like what do you actually like tailor to lasting longer?
Nothing major changed, to be honest. Probably like more assault bike work with Reese. And obviously just my runs never changed. It was like I'm still doing 1 long run a week, like 3 short runs a week, and it's probably more just the sparring.
Yeah,
like we'll do 10 round sparring, whereas when I was doing 6 rounders, all I would do like 6, 7, 8
probably
rounds.
slowly building that cardio
and
capacity.
The engine building that up. So yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's so mad. You're doing like rounds and rounds. Like before you fight, you're doing like rounds and rounds and rounds.
Twice a week.
Yeah, twice a week. Like you're doing like 60, 70 rounds before you've even got in there. That is mental, man.
Yeah.
Is there any last things from you?
No, I just see that you've finally got some merch as well.
Oh no, yeah, got some merch.
You can actually get it. You can buy it off Boxing Royalty as well now, can't you?
I just leave it all for him
to them. Yeah,
like if anyone wants it, they order from Boxing Royalty on Instagram. So yeah,
I'll link it down below anyway. Yeah, they are nice because you got the pink ones as well, the white and pink.
Yeah. I've got like all different colours, hats, body warmers, everything. So yeah,
that's wicked.
Got to start branding myself.
Yeah, you got to start getting out there. You got to start getting out there.
100%.
Any last things from you?
No, just support her.
Yeah.
The whole town, get behind her. Sponsorship.
Next time you're on World Champion.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's speak it.
Do you keep the Commonwealth?
Yeah.
Like say like when you go and fight for World Championships and you like vacate or whatever, but you keep that actual belt?
Yeah, I'll keep that. That's my belt now. So
was that the
You'll
belt?
always have it as a souvenir.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, because I thought they just like, you have to give it back.
Sometimes you do have to give belts back, but you pay for like a replica.
The replica, they send you.
It takes like a couple months to come. But with this one, they just said that's mine. So I was like, cool.
Wicked.
Yeah.
What a piece to have in it.
Yeah, a Commonwealth title.
Mad.
But Tysie, it's been lovely having you on. It's been lovely to catch up.
You.
Obviously,
Cheers.
we're all looking forward to what you do in the next couple years. I'd say the next year, but the next couple years are going to be amazing. Like he said, everyone go and support her. Women coming up, like you're looking at someone that in the next 10 to 15, 20 years, like we might not see it right now, but in the next 20 years, like you're going to be an inspiration to thousands of girls
Commonwealth
like, coming out of Luton.
We don't even need to say 10 now. Now. Like,
join your local boxing club now.
What are you on about? Like that is crazy achievement.
But like I said, I'll link all your stuff down below. People, look out for the name Tysie Gallagher, and peace, people.
Thank you.